Well, when we last left you, this John Deere was starting a little hard and would not engage the deck without choking the engine. You would engage the PTO at full throttle, mind you, engage the PTO at full throttle and it would die unless you choked it. So I changed the air filter and now I'm changing plugs. I also kind of sprayed all that with lube as well. It's pretty dry. I'm actually going to spray it again. And so now after prior to changing the spark plugs, obviously, it's now engaging a PTO without having to choke it. So we're ahead of the game there now. And that's really what's going on. I haven't really done a whole bunch more to it. I see now that some of the rattling from this deck is from that. So that will help if I fix that. I'm sure there's other spots with that cover as well. I mean, that's plastic though. There's, okay, this one kind of wiggly, so probably more cause for the noise. Anyway, let's take a look at the spark plugs. I pulled the spark plugs out. This side obviously was simple. That side, a little bit more of a pain. I wonder if I just undid that, if that tank kind of would move out a little bit. I didn't look at that until now. Let's see. Another mounting bolt for the tank, I think. Yeah. I don't know what that does. Looks like you can move the tank out a little bit. Yes, if I have to, I can do that. But I think I can get that plug back in there. At any rate, let's take a look at those plugs. So, obviously those are the old ones. Don't look too bad. Just kind of look a little corroded and dried out. So I think my battery's going to die, so that's going to be it for right now. Okay, so on this F620, I got it jacked up. Oil plug is hard to get to when it's on the ground. I actually tried to turn it while it was on the ground, and it just wasn't working. So there's the drain plug and the arm attached to it, so when I was turning it last night The arm wanted to turn too, so I need to figure out a way to hold that in place while I turn the nut. So that's what's next. Oil filter's there. Got that changed. It's a little dirty. But anyway, that's it for now. Check back with you when I get this thing done, hopefully. Well, this is a real pain. This piece right here is what sits underneath the gas tank. Right there. It's held up by that bracket and a couple more screws right there. And so underneath here is a mess, number one. And then there's the of course, there goes the phone. There's the oil drain. Those are the mounting screws for that bracket. And so now I can get to that drain plug much easier. And I can't get it to come without the pipe, so I'm taking everything out. Let it drain that way, and then put it back in, I guess, hopefully. Maybe I can figure out a way to make it better so it's not so difficult to remove next time. Some sort of little, I don't know. See what I have. I doubt I have anything, but anyway, that's the situation. I gotta take the whole stupid thing out. So it's kind of a pain right now, but I guess I'm making progress. We'll check back in a bit. But for you, it'll be like half a second. Well, it's draining. Guess you can't get a real good look in there. But that's what it be. And that's what came out of it. I'm going to try and put that piece on there, but I don't have a lot of faith because it needs room to spin on there, and I just don't think there's any room for that. A little bit even to go on, but I'm going to try it and see. Alright, so of course I ran a Menards. It's the only place open at 9:30 at night. And they did not have a 3.5, they had a 4. So this is a 2.5, that's just what was in it. And putting this piece on it. It's not long enough to clear the angle, so when you spin it, it hits the frame, or hits the bottom frame, whatever. This is a 3-inch, still just not quite long enough. 3.5 I think would be perfect, but here's a 4. I'm going to try a 4. See what happens. Because I'm just going to put this piece like that, and it'll be much easier. So I'll get back to you. It actually cost a whopping 97 cents for this piece. So actually, you know, probably cost me more in fuel. Well, it's back in there. 4-inch worked alright. just enough room up there. Probably can't tell because I can't get the light on it, but there's a gap there. I mean, they made this piece here. Obviously they made it for some sort of setup like this, but I don't know why stupid John Deere engineers would do what they did with the regular nut on there. Maybe they didn't, maybe it was somebody else, but as far as I can tell, that's the way it was. But anyway, it is in. This plate is back on, of course. Screwed on there. 2 more bolts in there that you probably can't see. And I'm ready to fill it up with oil and check it out. But I won't do that tonight because it is like 10:30. Alright, so on this John Deere F620, got the oil changed, got the spark plugs changed, got the air filter changed. It's like 40 degrees out right now. And I'm going to give you guys a cold start once again. But I wanted to show you guys this underneath the deck here. So it's kind of a neat little setup. You know, you can power wash underneath here and sharpen the blades pretty easily. Just a matter of dropping this lever, or using this lever to drop it to its lowest cut height. Then you use this lever to pull it up to release it. And just lift it up and it locks in place right here. Right there. See how that's notched right there. So to release, obviously you just pull that and bring it down. So I'm gonna put the deck down. Drop the top and give it a cold start. If I can figure out how this works. Just like that. And then gotta lock this back into place somehow. I'm guessing I gotta raise that height up. You ain't gonna see this part. Well, I gotta go back to the drawing board on that one. Be right back to you. Alright, let's try this again. We'll lower the cut height back down. Alright, that's it. Locked back into place. So, low throttle, choke all the way out. Go for it there. That's it. Alright, thanks for watching.